Warning, this video is intended for audiences who are 13 or older. If you are not 13 or older, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online.
Tariq, hey.
Hey.
Hey, William's still stuck in the multiverse, it turns out.
Yeah, and I think that it's quite telling that in the episode with a brother fighting his demons, that the only person here with a brother fighting his demons, he's not there.
Boy, hey.
So, you know.
Do you think that's what's happened? William's gonna come back, or do you think we need some type of weird spin-off media that explains what William's been up to, right?
Oh, man. What if William had to talk by himself about Vale?
Oh, boy, hey. Boy, they really just threw those scenes in this thing. In this fucking episode. I wasn't expecting for it to already just put like little snippet and teaser saying, hey, be sure to go on the Toei Tokusatsu fan club in a few weeks to see the full scenes of these flashbacks.
I mean, look, they wanted to fucking... I guess they need to fucking stop people from thinking that it was unnecessary, and that they should be like, oh, hey, if you really wanted to get it, it's I think they had to do it. I think they had to do it because it's like, listen, it's there.
Yeah, boy, it's coming out this
good shit coming
next weekend. All right, it's like when you slowly tease Thanos in the Avengers, think, oh boy, when's he gonna show up? When he's gonna fight Iron Man? I hope the Avengers are together when Thanos shows up to get the Infinity Stones. Will be really bad if they're separate. Boy,
I do like that. Even though this is like they do give us the backstory, I wonder if they're just like going to wait to give us Vale again until after the fucking backstory bits, because we got Vale and then he fucking immediately went, okay, I guess I'm going right back to the fucking Demon's Driver.
Yeah, it turns out I'm not that free, so I was really confused with what happened at the beginning of this episode. I wasn't sure how Vale went back to the Demon's Driver. I thought he broke free, right?
I mean, he just leaves he's like, I was gonna say a turtle, but it's like a hermit crab, just going back and forth between different shells.
Right, but I have no idea why he went back to the Demon Driver shell and not the Proto-Demon shell, I guess, if we want to call it that. I don't know if that thing has an actual name yet. Right, you think we're just to stay in that thing, because that thing is connected to the dad. He goes like, I'm gonna manifest myself.
The Vale, I think it's just the Vale Driver.
Oh, okay, is that what it's called? Right, like, yeah.
I think that's what they called it, that, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was really confused when he went back to the Demon's Driver at the beginning of the episode. I was like, oh, I guess you have to go back to the Demon's Driver to recharge your battery every now and then, it turns out.
I guess. I mean, it doesn't really make sense as to why he would come back to it, other than to
especially
just be
when we show that he went back to the Vale Driver and he can just live there now, but I guess he doesn't want to.
I guess... I don't know, because both of their parents are gone now, and so I assume that it's like the fathers ran away, like, and the mom is chasing after him, but I mean, it's not really explained, and maybe that will be explained, like, maybe the end of the backstory thing, or part of the backstory thing will be, like, she's running around chasing him and, like, remembering the past.
Right? Not bring up the fact that, hey, boy, not bring up the fact that they met when your dad was a government test experiment and everything.
Yeah, oopsie.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
And maybe, hey, if you, you know, on your Tinder profile, you really should have put down, like, was also, you know, hey, I'm down for, you know, hey, I'm this sexuality, I'm into these kinks, and oh, by the way, my DNA has been forever tainted by government experiments.
Yeah, but
so
I might have demon cells. They might have put demon cells in me. Don't know how that works out, you know. Don't know what that means for kids if we have kids, you know.
Yeah, just a warning.
Yeah. You know, that's safe. You know, always disclose if you have anything to your partners. You know, that's good. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't hide that, because that just gets you into more trouble later in the future.
Yeah, it was, yeah, that was fucking wild. Just the fact that they just kind of... I don't know. It feels like they were really going for something, and then all of a sudden they just kind of went, we'll deal with this later. We'll come back to this later.
Well, we're just gonna give you a little snippet, you know.
It feels like there's it feels it's such an abrupt tone change from something that they clearly like were delivering on, and then it almost makes this feel like it's supposed to be like a filler thing or like something happened production side. But I think that this is just a conscious decision of like, no, we're gonna focus on Daiji now and his reaction.
Yeah,
to it.
right.
Why don't we go and wrap up the Kagero thing right now?
Even though it hasn't been taking that real of a center stage in these past episodes, they decided to be like, oh yeah, and let's quickly get Kagero, let's quickly get Daiji stuff out the way before we move on to the main plot. Here's just a straight up a side plot in the show, right?
Yeah,
right, because we know that the main plot of the show is like, hey, what's going with the Veil Driver, you know, right?
Yeah,
what's up with that?
Like, don't worry about that right now.
Yeah, look, hey, look, Daiji has issues too, you know, we gotta talk about it, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna focus on that.
Even though it just is really like, we really did, like, we dropped this big thing, and I get that it's like, Kagero might be affected by this because it's been such a big deal between, like, Daiji and him, but it feels like Kagero was almost chilling out, and even in this episode, we see that he was like, I guess, he knew that he was getting weaker, but it doesn't really make sense for why he would choose to start shit unless he was like unless he already knew that the Holy Wing stamp would fucking affect him. But like, it was just like, you know, if you had just stayed shut, like, kept your fucking...
Yeah, just waited out, right? You know,
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, they somewhat explain, like, hey, those Gifu, that Gifu statue's been acting up, you might die soon, so... But it feels really artificial, right? For them to be like...
Yeah, he just decided to run in to get himself killed.
Yeah, right? So it's really weird how he really does decide to... Like, there's like a lot to focus on this Daiji story, but I feel like... Now's not the good time to talk about this Daiji storyline, you know, right? Because you could have probably saved this. I don't know, probably saved this storyline to give the audience something to worry about in case, let's say, if a actor or actress disappears for a few weeks on the show, right? And they're unable to be on set. Right,
I
as
guess,
they're probably
you know,
away from the cast, and they're...
That does kind of make it feel like, again, I feel like the joke I made was like, is this going to be a fucking Carrie Fisher Princess Leia moment of like, do you guys have a plan for her being gone? Like, or is this just going to be like, oops, we were going to have this next arc about Sakura. Guess we'll stop there abruptly. We'll reshoots.
Yeah, look. Hey, look, V Cinema, right? We'll give Sakura her own V Cinema, you know? Where she'll get her upgrade form and then lose in a fight as soon as she gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that would never happen to a female Kamen Rider, you know? Right?
Yeah.
Right, because Toei...
That she just gets put off. Yeah.
Toei's always been on a good track record
completely
for female Kamen Riders and everything.
You know, to be fair, I guess... Reiwa-wise, if we're just looking at things from a numbers standpoint from Reiwa, technically they're doing better.
Are they? I mean, I know we have female representation, but...
If we're just we're just starting from a mere numbers of series to number of female writers. So far, we're 3 for 3 of there being a female writer in there.
Right.
Fairly in the beginning of each series, or at least with a fairly main role. Are they good roles? Questionable. But, like, you know, Yaiba's a pretty decent character. She got, you know, fucked by the plot, but, but she at least, like, but at least she, like, came back around and she got shit, like, for a fucking upgrade form until the movie, you know, that's bullshit, but, like, we got, technically speaking, if you count, like, Yaiba, Naki, I think, is supposed to be determined as androgynous. So
Yeah,
I count that as a half point.
I
or
think
honestly, more of a point for being
Naki is non-binary, right?
I mean, I would count that as a bigger plus then, because there's a non-binary character in there, and then there's is kind of in the movie. So I mean, none of those characters are like poorly written characters. Versus Saber, where it's like, okay, well we're gonna give you a girl Kamen Rider, and she's gonna be a bitch and manipulative, and then when we do finally get her out of that, she's just gonna have a brocon the entire time. Oh, and we'll just make fucking Sophia a Kamen Rider at the end. Don't ask questions. Fuck it. We didn't know anything else to do with this character.
It's been hints. If you look at the hints,
clearly
we always been setting up Sophia as the next Caliber. You guys haven't been paying attention. You guys didn't. You guys didn't watch all the expansive media where we put out. Yeah, right? If you watched the expansive media, you would have known this was gonna happen.
But yeah, I mean, at least with this, with Sakura being, like, it's, other than the fact that she's about to be out because of fucking COVID, right? She is literally a part of the core family. So she's there from the beginning. She has
definitely been better.
And she becomes a
Kamen Rider. The
Rider.
only major complaint I have is that they just put her against Aguilera, because they're like, oh, guess like the best villain we got for Sakura is just another female character. It's the female boss general, so let's have her fight. Let's have those two fight.
Yeah, that's. I mean, they still haven't figured that out.
She has been treated way better so far than the majority of the other Saber cast.
Yeah.
I mean, not Saber, Reiwa Rider cast. Right? I mean, we don't know where this current arc is going.
Right, yeah.
I could be speaking a little early, you know, and then we find out by
oh yeah, this could be absolutely like this could absolutely age poorly, and she gets fucking. She winds up like dying trying to fight Aguilera, and then they're both out of the series for the rest of the fucking show. But I don't know. I feel based off of this episode where Aguilera tries to confront her and all this stuff, I feel like
that was
be a
very
more
good
ending for.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sakura literally tells Aguilera,
hey, this is also episode 26, right?
Of our weekly unnamed tokusatsu podcast series. A series where I also a person who tries to find a segue into the intro will be joined by our good friend William, who is currently lost in the multiverse, probably fighting Doctor Strange, I guess. I want to assume at this point. But don't worry, we're joined by good friend and special guest Tariq. That's you, Tariq. As we discuss the latest Kamen Rider season, Kamen Rider Revice. This is episode 26, Showdown, Farewell, the End of Darkness and Light. Right?
Yeah, hey, always remember to fight your demons inside you by storming a laboratory, threatening a nurse, doctor, threatening a doctor, really threatening two doctors, actually, stealing government technology, and
once again,
a warehouse, an abandoned warehouse, and fighting against each other.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out how
at the beginning of the episode,
I forgot he's Daiji, so you can just be Daiji.
Like, he's got Daiji's fucking security access.
I forgot. I was trying to figure out. Then I forgot that also.
I like how at the beginning of the episode, is just George trying to fire machine guns at the fucking Gifu statue.
Yeah.
Because, sure, that's just a room that, the machine gun room.
Yeah.
Every good building has that. Also, they haven't addressed this, is Phoenix operational again? Like, is the base flying again? What's that situation?
I assume this is their...
They haven't addressed that.
Yeah, I assume they've been on ground this entire time. I still thought... I was under the assumption they've still been ground logged this entire time, right?
That's what I thought, but everything internally seems to still be fine. Like, they're not... This isn't a spaceship, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like... I assume that this isn't working on, like, some gyroscopic, like, oh, we can be upside down sometimes, sort of like, oh, we have locked gravity. This is a ship. This is an airplane. This is a fucking sky carrier. So, if they landed crooked, everything in the fucking base would be crooked. Like,
yeah.
I assume that by the fact that they're level... and everything else is functional, and they've got battery power, and fucking alarms aren't going off, and they're putting out fires. They got back in the air somehow, which feels like something to just, like, address in passing of, like, oh, it's good that we were able to make repairs quickly enough to get, like, away from that situation.
Good thing we recovered from that takeover we had, right?
Yeah, it sure would be great if we figured out what happened and why we lost controls.
Boy, I don't think they ever figured that out too, right? Because we still don't know. Also, this is still such a wonky organization at this point for us, right? It doesn't have everything's operating, right? George
is starting to, like, he clearly has suspicions, and I honestly, based off of his own insight for things, it seems like he's not completely in on whatever fucking machinations, fucking, what's his face? Akaishi or whatever has. But he's at least, like, aware that shit's going on. He just doesn't care. Like, he's just...
I assume he knows that Akayashi is like everyone else in this show, has ulterior motives that they're not sharing, right?
Like, but he just doesn't care so long as he still gets to play with his Kamen Rider toys.
Right? It's why I assume what is George's process right now? Can I enact my master plan before they do their master plan?
Yeah, which master... It's like, well, I was going to have my master plan, but it seems like you've got a... Seems like you want to have your master plan first. Okay.
How what is the 5D levels of chess that's going on right now between everyone? Because no one's saying anything. Because no one's saying anything to each other, obviously, right? This is not a safe workplace environment, right? Everyone does not.
Oh, very much not.
Yeah, right. Nobody here is actively talking to each other, right?
At least not honestly. They're talking to each other, but they're talking in, like, code and, like, yes, I'm doing this thing, and it's like, but you're not, are you? You're really not.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And then meanwhile, Daiji is fighting his demon in a brightly lit, but also not brightly lit bathroom?
I mean...
Boy, I don't understand the lighting of this room.
I assume that there's just, like, no... I think it's just mostly the lights. It's like, you know, some bathrooms you can turn them on and there's, like, one set of lights that are focused on the toilet and the bathtub, and there's one set of lights that are, like, over the sink. I think it just didn't hit one of the sets of lights for that.
Okay, yeah, this is a really, really lit bathroom. As soon as one was where it faces a window where the light comes in, that's why it's so brightly lit at the bottom half and not the top half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry, Kago's like, hey, look, you're weak. I can take over your body soon, you know, yum, 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 yum. Right?
Yeah, hey, listen, let's settle this outside. Meet me outside. How about that? Fucking come get me.
Right.
And so clearly, again, like, his fucking solution is, I'm gonna storm in and steal this fucking battle device. Meanwhile, Iki gets this short and quick thing of, Busan was, no shit, he was, like, companion for him. Which I guess... The thing that I'm trying to figure out, so we talked about this a bit when we were talking about the end of the Revice mystery.
Yeah.
I'm really curious what they're going to do with Genta's backstory, or whatever the fuck his real name is, Shinichi, Shintaro.
Boy,
what is his real? That is fucking Genta Igarashi, aka Junpei Shiranami. Like, I'm curious if it's gonna, because it really feels like, again, like, it feels like the Amazons show. Like, at least that's what they're hinting at it being like much darker, much more violent.
Yeah, right. Hey, and stuff you can get away by airing on YouTube and not on TV broadcasts, right? Right, where
in Japanese YouTube.
Yeah, where I don't know, what's the production? TV Asia, I believe. It's not TV Asia. It's who's the broadcaster for Kamen?
TV Asahi.
Yeah, TV Asahi. Where TV Asahi? Oh, who can't touch us here? We'll still take the money for the show, though. We'll still
We're in the internet.
Yeah. We're still going to use the money you gave us for the TV broadcast produced shows, but we're just going to do this for a side video, and we're going to release this online. right?
Yeah.
Can't get us there. But yeah, hey, yeah. So yeah, Cargo breaks into the. I guess he doesn't. He just walks in, right?
Yeah, it's not so much a break-in as a walk-in. I mean, if you have multiple personality disorder and you're in a government facility, do you lose your authorized personnel access because you're no longer the person that they hired?
I mean, once again, I assume
it's
that
a very stupid thing to It's a very stupid thought experiment, but it does beg the question. Technically, he's not himself, so technically he doesn't have the right authorization. So technically,
I mean, but this is Phoenix. But they just look at the picture and say, "Yep, that's Daiji." You know, he's just wearing all black instead of his standard
he just switched to it. Yeah, he just switched to his his gimp outfit. Anyway,
let him in.
I mean, to be fair, Akaishi has the real fucking solution, which is fuck it. If whichever one is alive, we'll fucking hire that one.
Oh yeah, look, he sees it as an absolute win, no matter what. He's like, we still have an employee, no matter what, you know, right?
Yeah, listen, all we have to do is just get another look. Then we just make a different fucking. We can keep the same ID card. We just have to fucking change the personnel identification.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just thought he just lets this happen. Goes like, yeah, just let this happen, you know.
Yeah.
Right. And it doesn't matter in the end. Look, one of them. It doesn't matter who's reporting tomorrow. Someone is reporting to work tomorrow. Someone is clocking in tomorrow. In the end, right?
Yeah, but you'll still show up to work tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. It doesn't matter, right? Because I'm pretty sure one of these guys.
I just killed someone who's been living inside me apparently my whole life, I guess. Anyway, yeah. So you're coming into work tomorrow, right?
Remember, we have a company meeting tomorrow. Everything. Yeah. You have to be there. We have to discuss. The retirement party for Joe. For Joe in accounting, you know. Gotta figure out.
I really want to. Boy, can I just say this is something I'm remembering as I rewatch the fucking episode.
Mm-hmm.
Akaishi does this thing with his mouth.
Yeah.
That is fucking disgusting. He keeps licking. It's not so much that he licks his lips. It's that he spreads his mouth open like a fucking, gecko, like a lizard, like a fucking chameleon.
Mm-hmm.
And he, sticks his tongue
in
his lip and his teeth,
yeah.
and, it licks, the space between his lip and his teeth. And it's like, oh, dude, oh my god, that is... I mean, I don't think that this qualifies as, sexual harassment, but I feel like this definitely needs to come to HR. Oh, wait, we have no HR. We're a government sponsored fucking affiliated organization with no fucking HR and no oversight. Fuck, we really have a fucked up situation.
Right? Who do we report the current director to? When we don't even know if, once again, we don't even know if there's still a bigger board, right, to Phoenix.
Also, we have a really bad situation with sussing out if our people are really our people. I assume that the Chameleon Deadman copies someone over from, down to a genetic level, but, boy, they really, I don't know what you gotta do to, I don't know if you need to, put some more crosses in, on the ship, or, spread salt around, but, you gotta stop letting these demons in, they just walk right in.
Yeah? Especially when you're also the organization that's researching and has their god in their basement, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, Phoenix is not a properly, well-organized, organization. Yeah, but so Daiji said, "Hey, look, give me that new toy. I want this. Give me that thing. So I can go sell it to kids. I'm gonna go on the street and say, hey kid, check out this new toy I got. You guys wanna tell your parents to go buy it for you, right?"
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, we get a flashback to these mysterious flashback scenes that are definitely not
mysterious footage.
That's definitely not from another show we recorded. Right.
But also, I really like talking about the tone. You could just tell by the fucking lighting, where it's just the
camera lighting.
It's like, oh, this is already darker. I could already tell that this is gonna be dark. We've got, and also speaking of
You
like
can actually
going back to
tell
my
that they
Amazon's
actually
theory.
switched to a different like camera quality too. Like there's
Yeah.
a good shot of when they show Vale, right? When
Yeah.
Buta is like, you can definitely tell, boy, that is not the TV production camera they're using. They're using those they're using those like, they took out the fancy cameras for this one, right?
I mean, everything I can think of is just making comparisons to Amazon's, because that's just like, that's how I felt watching Amazon's. I was like, this is a Kamen Rider production, and it's like, we got that good Amazon money,
right?
And it feels like they just took all of the like, and the thing is, like, it's not like I feel like any production, especially for Revice, right? Revice, I think, has been doing very well production-wise.
Yeah. Right? Ignoring
like,
the sexual harassment controversy, obviously.
Well, that's just... I thought that, wait, is that specifically about the Revice series, or is that just Toei in general?
I think from what I can gather, it's both, because the production assistant was happened on Revice, and Toei's
okay.
we'll look into that,
I thought it was about Toei. I mean, I got it, I pieced it as, this is Toei in general, and I didn't get that it was specifically to Revice as well, but yeah, anyway... that's bad.
Yeah,
that's definitely bad.
Like that's like the backstory about how your dad was a government experiment, right?
Yeah. Well, look, if you take away all the I think if there's one thing that Toei's learned and they put into this series is that if you take away the funding that you should be using for HR and put it into storylines and using paint to repaint other costumes and transformation devices, then you can make everything even out. Yeah. That's how it has to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we just learned we learned the backstory, right? And watch for Genta and everything. Like, yeah, this is what happened. This is what happened to your dad. He met. Yeah. Then it turns out he gave it all up for a girl. Right? He used to be the #1 killer for this organization, and then he got married.
Yeah.
Right? Let's hope she doesn't die of cancer, and then before she dies, she gives him a dog or anything. Right?
Yeah.
That's like the first thing I thought when I was watching this backstory, right? I don't think, Genta used to be the #1 killer for Noah.
God, yeah.
For Noah, and then he gave it all up when he met your mom. I was like,
I'm thinking I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing again. That's like the first thought that occurred when I was watching this backstory. Like, this is pretty much just the John Wick backstory right here. That happened. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Then Daiji said, "Hey, come to the factory and watch me settle this. Watch me settle my.
Let's go.
Watch me settle. Hey, come watch this fight happen. Right."
Right, yeah.
And so we go to a new factory that isn't the basic factory we've been at.
Is it new?
Yeah, it's not new. It's like this is like the other factory they have, right? Factory.
I definitely feel like we've seen it.
Yeah, this is the factory that we saw in the Ghost and Saber crossover, right?
Okay.
Yeah. This was like factory #2, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we
empty warehouse #4 or whatever.
Yeah. So then Daiji Akari finally settles it, right?
Yeah. I mean, he was kind of. I mean, I like that he was even like, for a second, I almost thought that we could be friends, but you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah. Look, I really just want to take over your life, right?
Yeah.
Look, I need.
I ain't no bitch.
Mm-hmm. You're holding me back.
I don't care if you. Yeah, I've got a gun. You have a sword. You brought a... Damn, Kagero brought a sword to a gunfight. And he lost.
Yeah.
Like a fucking... Like, the world always thought it would.
Mm-hmm. Who would have thought?
Yeah, wow.
And gun beat sword.
What a
things when Sokka was walking, or when I'm walking, running towards the fight, and Aguilera just comes out of nowhere to like, hey...
Yeah.
Detour.
Hey, let me bum rush you. I'm going to just bum rush you.
Mm-hmm. It's like the funniest thing that comes out of nowhere, right? And she's like, hey.
Because she literally just fucking rushes into her.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's
literally
like the funniest fucking thing I was like, it's so fucking funny. It's like the actors on the side, but the actors are like, all right.
She's like, I want to be in now.
Mm-hmm. Gotta wait for your cue, right? Gotta wait till Sokka gets on this mark as she's run for you to, then you can run it in. But it's like the funniest thing.
Kapow!
Right.
I'm rewatching it again. Boy,
Yeah,
she rolls.
No,
She
she runs.
roll
It's not
too.
like she runs in front of her, right? She literally is like literally unmarked. She runs. I'm rewatching this scene right now. It's actually way more hilarious. How they have
Yeah, because
Aguilera.
she does not expect. It almost looks like they didn't tell fucking Sakura's actress.
Right. It's like it's so funny when she runs in and Bob rushes me. Yeah. And then she's like, "Hey, look, I need you to help me figure out my problem of why I can't escape this cult, even though it seems pretty."
Why do I?
It seems pretty.
Why
obvious.
do I keep? Hey, you tell me what's wrong with me. That ain't my responsibility.
Yeah.
Even though she's continued to make it Sakura's responsibility this entire literally since she met her.
Right? Well, like, go talk, right? That's all. Hey, you gotta figure out at some point, cults are bad, right? When one person, people keep telling you that cults are bad, and you keep ignoring these advice, right? Right? You gotta learn that. You should stop being. When was the last time you watched that flamenco dress of yours, right? Tamaki has clothing now. He's actually switching clothes every day now.
Yeah.
Right, and
he's switched back into it. He's starting to be reintegrate to regular society.
And you're still in this flamenco dress that, as we could probably tell, you only have one dress of, probably.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, Sakura beats Aguilera barehanded. Like, I think that's pretty great too, because she just she didn't even they didn't even transform.
Yeah.
Aguilera just got her ass kicked in real time.
Yeah. I said Aguilera not in a good spot right now. Right?
Yeah. But yeah, fucking Daiji punches Kagero so bad he breaks his fucking mask. Which I thought was a pretty interesting effect. I get that the whole sort of motif of the season is ink and stamps and stuff and being stained sort of. And that was very apparent with Evil's design. But the fact that he literally punches him so hard that I guess the ink on his visor or whatever is supposed to be splattered, I think is just interesting because of what it implies is that there's a bunch of goo in Evil's fucking helmet and he just burst it all open.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a really fucking satisfying punch.
Yeah, it's I was expecting her to break the helmet like that, right? To do this little indent on the helmet.
I was thinking I can't think of the last time a rider
had a broken helmet.
Yeah, I mean, there's some of the more mechanical riders, right? Like G3 or whatever. I can think of those having it, but this isn't like Power Rangers or some shit where it's oh, we can take off our helmets. Kamen Riders are Kamen Riders.
Yeah.
The only times that they get their fucking
the only time
take their
I
masks
remember,
off is
right, the most are the blade ones, right? Not blades with an S, actual blade.
Never blades with an S.
Yeah, right. I remember Blade. They did that a lot with the broken rider helmet design, right? With the whole broken rider helmet. But I was thinking about it too. When was that time we actually saw a rider character have their helmet damage in battle like this, right? But even then, this still isn't a big damage. It's you just got one of your lenses punch in, right? Now we're not seeing your face or anything, right? Yeah, but then Oteka shows up to the party hey, he shows up uninvited to the party hey, I'm here now.
Yeah.
And now is my time.
I want it.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody free to get harassed? I'd like to harass you.
Look, I'm stronger now, right? Also, my plan now has switched to harassing your family, even though I haven't established this at any point, right? That much.
Yeah.
Look, if I can't get the totem of my god back, I'll do the next best thing: harassing your family, right?
For really, honestly, not much reason.
Right, I guess you can say this is because of the Veil driver saying, hey, go harass the family now. You got nothing else to do, right? Your cult's not good. Memberships are low. Donations aren't that much right now, right? You're not doing real good right now. You might as well go harass. You might as well go harass this bathhouse.
It doesn't help that he keeps fucking murdering everybody's
his supporters, right?
All of the ones that we could have used by fucking turning them into giftarians. maybe it's not a good idea to have your primary resource be, like,
Yeah.
all of your followers. Like, okay, I get that they're loyal, but you're gonna start running out of people after a while.
Yeah, right.
Let alone the fact of, like, whether you can get more that believe in you. You're still using what I can only describe as a very finite resource, because the Giftarians always die. Always die.
Mm-hmm.
Has been literally no time that
before you turn into a Giftarian, be sure to take out all the money in your bank account for me. By the way, you're not gonna need it.
But there's literally been no time that a Giftarian has shown up, and they have done. I mean, yes, like it happened at a point with.
The girl.
When they made the first Giftarian, right?
Mm-hmm.
It happened when we got the Revice, when we got Volcano Baradrex,
yeah,
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was if it had happened with like maybe if it had happened before they were strong enough, one might have lived for more than fucking an episode. But like literally every single goddamn every single Giftarian that gets made is immediately killed. It's not working. Stop doing this. Like, if at first you don't succeed, do not try again.
Yeah, not working out for you guys. You can really rethink your plan on this. But so demons, Oteka starts harassing the family, right? And then, hey, we get new stamps this week, right?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because it's supposed to be... I mean, I guess it's every single... every time that they get a new... Every time there's a new power-up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, so... This is supposed to be... I mean, also, hey, Olteka harasses them, but fucking... fuck. I was about to say Kento. Fucking Daiji's about to show up and whoop ass in his new fucking, Holy Live form.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I like the Holy Live form, I just think that it's like... I don't know. I don't like the feather. The feather on the gun just feels like... I guess it's cool. I don't know. It's...
Yeah.
It just seems like it's not quite getting...
There.
Like, it's... Yeah, it's like... It feels like there should have been more, I guess, upgraded to it. But, hey. He's gonna fight... goddamn...
Yeah. So Gargoyle's like, okay, look, you did it. You beat me. You have bested me.
Yeah.
Right? You did it. You're a big boy now. You know.
Yes. Once again, we have another secondary rider with somewhere in the blue gradient that also has a blue-white motif, like color scheme, and wings. Like all I could think of was, I mean, this isn't fucking what was it? I wanted to say Hokuto. That's not it. It was what was Blades? It was Shining thingy. Fuck.
Well, which one for Blades?
His upgrade form was.
Well, which the one he becomes Blasters or the one where he becomes Monster Hunter?
The one where he becomes Monster Hunter.
Tategami Lion or something like that?
Yeah. Tategami, Shinju.
Yeah.
Hold on. There we go. Special. Nope, not the Spectre one. That's not what I mean. Tategami Hyoju Senki. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where it was like, it's like, I mean, this isn't the same design.
I mean, this is not blue, like all these, like, that's the thing, right? We've been getting a lot of blue final forms for secondary riders recently, you know, right? Especially in Reiwa. We're pretty much 3 for 3 now, honestly, right?
Yeah.
At least it's not, like, obnoxiously blue. At least it's teal, which is like, hey, that's good enough, right?
Yeah, it's blue adjacent.
Right, yeah, it looks good. I think this is a good design, right? Alright, I probably would have liked it better if it was like an evil live fusion, you know? right?
I mean, it seemed like that was, I guess, what it was going for at first, and then it just didn't.
Does that mean we're gonna get another
time?
final for Daiji in the future where he and Evil do an actual fusion dance with one another?
Yeah, maybe now we can be friends.
Right? Like after Kagro mysteriously comes back and says, "Hey, look, I don't want to kill you anymore," right?
Yeah.
It's for like an upgrade for it. It's pretty good. I dig this design, right?
Yeah.
It definitely looks way better than his base form with his stupid
Yeah. No, I mean. And it's a better. I hope that he never fucking goes back to the fucking the Jackal form, because it's cool. I liked the Jackal form better on Evil. It worked for Evil. It does not work the same for live.
Yeah.
Like, it does not look as good on live. So if he could just not, that would be great. If we could just.
Oh, yeah.
We could just get the parts that are good, that would be good.
Yeah. Oh, should we also bring up the fact that Otech just has a new stamp this week as well, out of nowhere?
Oh, yeah. The problem, the biggest thing that I have issue with that is that, like, because it's not fucking, he does it while combining everything, we don't get to know at least even through the wiki, what Kamen Rider it's inspired from.
I mean, it's black, right?
Because, like...
Yeah, because it has the red and...
Is it?
Yeah, it has the red and yellow stripes, because that's what black has.
Did Animal Chorus? The fucking... I thought that... It was black and... Wasn't it black and yellow?
Nope,
Is this the dress all... Is this dress all over... That fucking dress all over again? Can we not fucking see the same colors?
Oh, boy, let's see how big this... let's see how big this preview image is. Yep, there we go, right?
That's a pretty...
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's definitely inspired by... Right, because we know all of his stamp is based on Showa era writers. Right? But the problem is, I don't know where he got this stamp from, right? There's no supplier for Oteka, right? Oteka doesn't have...
Yes, he took all the... the only thing that I can think of is that Oteka, or that Hiromi had one and he didn't use it. Also, that's technically true that Oteka doesn't have a supplier, but we know that fucking Akaishi is, like, working with him.
Think as he leaves the office, he stops by the trash can, right, of the office building, and he bends down and put his trash, not in the trash can, but next to the trash can. Is that what
they're flying over the fucking city. He could just drop it out the fucking window and just be like, hey, be on this street corner at this time. You're gonna get a present from the sky.
Yeah, so it's just really weird that Oteka just has a better stamp this episode out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
But so he gets a new stamp. It's the black. It's the Kamen Rider black stamp. It's cool, right? He gets big meaty claws, right?
Yeah.
And there we go. Yeah. And then Daiji Kagro make up, and Kagro's like, all right, I accept my defeat.
Make up. He gets killed.
Yeah, that's good enough.
So
here's my problem with this scene, right? So Kagro is based off a bat, right?
Right.
So in his death, you see how these feathers swan goes like, huh? I understand the motif they're going with this, but I was like, it doesn't really work with Kagro's entire thing has been a bat, right? I guess they, right? So I guess they did. There's like no better way to represent Kagro dying, right? Than using swan feathers. Or black feathers.
No, it's crow, because I guess he's supposed to be a crow and he's supposed to be a swan. Because it was the crow...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
It was the crow stamp, and then it becomes... fucking...
Swan for Daiji, right? For the Holy Live, right? Yeah, I guess that's the reason why it's black feathers. Like, I was really confused why it's black feathers, right? Because Cargo's entire thing this time's been hey, check it out, bats,
Yeah, no, it was because I guess it was either going to become the crow stamp or the fucking...
Swan stamp?
Yeah.
Right.
So now we have... Hey, it's Daiji, he's the ugly duckling, that turned into a swan.
Yeah.
Because that's how... If I've learned anything from Pokemon, that's how evolution works.
Yeah. Yeah, and he evolves into a actually pretty clean... I really can't get over how good Holy Live looks as a design, right?
Yeah.
Like the only thing I probably hate is like his front chest plate. How he just has like those weird things on his front chest. Looks really kind of stupid, right? But other than that, this is a pretty clean form, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's again, it just feels a little derivative at this point. Like, okay, well maybe we need to do like if we go, well, I guess. Oh yeah, I saw this on the Reddit. People going, "Oh man, look at all these secondary riders with wing-based forms." Even like Rampage Vulcan technically had a wing with his one little fucking chicken wing that helped stabilize him so he could. I have allergies, man. They're fucking me in the goddamn nostrils. Anyway, I just blew my nose on fucking microphone, but he, like, his fucking he had a wing, so that's 3 for 3 that were in Reiwa with wing inclusion for upgrade forms. I don't know, I'd be cool with the next one not being a wing at all in any way, shape, or form. That'd be great.
Right.
Yeah, but anyway, hey, that's that'll have to do, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll have to get over that.
Yeah. And then maybe next week William will finally return from the multiverse, you know, right? Because he's
next week, just in time to maybe we'll be done with fucking Olteka after it. It looks like Olteka might die. Hey, we might kill Olteka.
Yeah, they're really wrapping up this storyline because it turns out that the remnant of an organization not strong enough to continue, right? Yeah, so I think we're probably almost done with this arc, I think, right? Wherever this current arc is about.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like, because when did the last one, the arc ended at, the first arc ended at like 15, right?
16.
I say ended because I still feel like it didn't really end until we got, like, once, Takumi's arc, formerly Julio's arc, like, wrapped up, because it felt like he was the real, like, closing end of all of that and, like, a change in, like, the character dynamics.
Right.
But, okay, so we would have been around, that's around 18, though. I don't know.
Oh.
I guess it's technically like...
Yeah, okay. So we might stop a while.
The Showdown, right? Either 15 or 16, right? So we're getting pretty close, because it'll be either 30, somewhere between the 30 and 32 range, is where I see it.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah. So once again, whose master plan is gonna be the big master plan by the end of it, right?
Right, yeah. Whose master plan will be the master of all plans? Maybe it'll be something that puts us into oblivion.
Oh boy.
I still believe that's what it's all coming up. So it's all coming down to.
It's all coming back. All right, okay. Look. That's a story. That's a dear story we will have to see one day. You know, right? Right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. William's still dead. I hope he comes back. That's it for this week's episode.
Yeah, Beam will be coming in a sec.
Okay. All right. Coronavirus is still a thing. Wash, wear a mask. Get your shots. The booster's a thing now. Okay, thanks. Bye.